Hey everybody, it's Jay and Nick. We are just back from Sebring, Florida, and the Humidi TT. Now Sebring, American car companies, they love nothing more than to take their most terrible, horrible piggy car and tart it up with a famous racetrack name. Sebring is no different. The worst Chryslers of all time, and that is saying something. We're Sebrings. So at this race, we had a race within the race. The 12 hours of Sebrings. Bring a Sebring, get in free. 2 teams took us up on it, NSF and Speedy Cop. It was a battle royale to see who could come in, at the bottom 15th percent versus the bottom 12%. Speedy Cop beat it out, barely. 2 awful cars. Both teams said as soon as the race was over, we are getting rid of these things. They are butt terrible.
On the subject of butt-terrible Chryslers, the Plymouth Fury of the Sputnik NSF combination dream team. Now, this car is big, huge, has a giant engine that produces not very much power, sounds terrible, and just have a look at this thing.
Ron Vickers, our buddy, and he's a local in Florida, so he knows how hot it gets. He said, I'm going to do these guys a favor. He built us this executive air-conditioned pavilion out of scraps and snips. It was awesome.
We have a racer named William Riker. Yeah, not that William Riker. And he's got a really cheaty Ford Focus. And he's always asking us questions about, well, if the green flag starts and the timing equipment is activated, but I'm 10 yards behind the start line, how's that going to affect my final results? It is like a question about what suit am I going to wear to my Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech. It's just not going to be freaking relevant, dude. These guys have so many other problems than worrying about where they are in relation to the start line that they need to address first, including not having their dyslexic team member paint the number on the side of the car.
Now, this was an interesting race also because nothing happened for long periods of time. There were no flags, there were no incidents, there were no cars spinning off. Hours would go by, not a single call from the tower, and that was pretty great. You'd get on a little chat. Hey guys, anything going on? No answer. Guys, what's happening up there? Where are you?
Now, Central Florida in the middle of July, you're gonna have some weather. And our weekend in Florida was no different. We had crazy thunderstorms and 10 trillion degree weather. So sure enough, we had a big storm move through. People are seeking shelter, filling up their kiddie pools, whatever it is they're doing. And the track has a horrible drainage system. And then there's like a lake on the front straightaway. But Sebring, they're no rookies with this kind of
50
thing.
years of experience.
Yeah, and they've got this perfectly choreographed system to completely dry the track easily, and it involves taking their 5 tow trucks, driving them back and forth across the front straight for about 45 minutes.
That same storm rolled through, hit the tower, fried all of the timing and scoring equipment, made it into this giant melted mass of rubber and extremely expensive metal and silicon. Roland and Stephanie Hahn, they're our chiefs of timing and scoring. And generally, nobody ever sees them unless they have something to complain about. So this was pretty great. They took all of this smoking hulk that got zapped by lightning, took it apart, plugged stuff in, duct tape, wires, coat hangers. They made it work again before we even got the cars back out on the track. They got the heroic fix. The backside of the heroic fix is the I Got Screwed trophy, and for renting an incredibly expensive famous racetrack and only having 28 cars actually pay and show up, I got the I Got Screwed trophy.
Judge's choice went to Team Infinity and their Infinity J30. Now, I gotta say, I had some concerns about this team when they showed up. You know, car pretty racy looking, big tires, big wheels. The dudes are sort of racer looking guys.
Patches all over their suits.
God, these guys could be 911 douchebags.
They had all the indicia.
And the car goes out, transmission immediately blows up, and I'm thinking, oh, well, now that they don't have a chance of winning, they're probably gonna take their toys and go home. Not so. They immediately sprung into action, got a used torque converter, were bolting the transmission back together, got it back in the car, and got back out on track. That was impressive. Never judge a douchebag by its cover. Judge's choice.
The org choice was these guys Formula None. They had this old Saab. They were just 6 totally nice guys that had never been on a racetrack before. Built the car, read the rules, went out, had a good time, didn't get in anybody's way. Exactly what we want to see in LeMons. Never raced, now they are seasoned veterans.
That just brings us to the index of effluency, which of course goes to the 1964 Ford Fairlane of Team Fairly Lame. Now this car looks great as long as you're standing far enough away. It sounds cool even though it's going incredibly slowly, and it looks cool on track even though it's impossible to control. Our kind of machine.
Yeah. That just takes us to LeMons in a nutshell.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture.
This thing is so incredibly butt slowed.
Thunderbird!
Yeah, dude, that looked good.